I don't know how long Jeff, it's going to take Jeff to chime in here because he wanted to get done early because we have a launch today and want to talk about it a little bit. And I was supposed to get on about 10 minutes ago, but we had some issues with the with getting everything connected because I'm on 5 different platforms tonight, twice on Facebook, and I think TikTok, YouTube. I see YouTube on there. It is, and X is what I'm on tonight. And a lot of you guys can go back and look at this. A few things I want to talk about before Jeff gets on here. I've been paying attention to conference ball a little bit, and the one thing that I like, and that's happening right now, is there's a lot of talk about shaving in conference play. I always knew there was something going on, but it wasn't my, I mainly dealt with a lot of seniors, and it wasn't my category, I guess, because I deal with a lot of seniors. And here's the thing, too. There's a big distinction between seniors and USSSA and ASA. There's, I would say, UTRIP and then senior ball because bats are built different. I'm telling you right now, they're built different. So whenever I start to get these, one thing about Short Porch, we get free advertising with a lot of people that are in that conference market because they criticize what we're trying to do here and without even knowing what we're trying to do. I'll talk about more of that in a minute. Just gonna, wow. Let me see something here. I see you.
What's up, Dave?
Hey, something happened just now that I didn't see. I didn't
Yeah.
catch you in time. I didn't catch you in time, and then it went off, and I'm like, oh man, how do I get him back? Because I was rambling, and then I just went up to the little
Yeah.
thing because it's like a big old computer right here in front of me. It's got all this stuff on this right side and this left side, and then what I do is here it is chat. So I went and pushed something up here with 2 people and it brought you on, and now that's the way I brought you on right now.
Well,
But
now you know how, right?
yeah, I know how. I actually getting smarter every day.
Heck yeah.
Let's talk about a couple things before we get started. What we want to do. How was New Mexico for a week? Staying up there. How was how was that place? And I don't think everybody knows what happened, but your engine blew. Uh, uh,
Yeah. So I think a lot of people that knows me, I have a big Chevrolet diesel truck. Is only 2 years old, like 2 years and 1 month old, maybe. Not that many miles. And we're coming back through New Mexico. And let me tell you, we the turbo booster went out and we took it in and had the turbo booster replaced, stayed all week waiting on the part, got the parts overnighted. And so we got the truck back. We left New Mexico, got a few miles into Texas because where we were in Clovis, New Mexico, we were on the state line. And let me tell you, the engine blew. Engine went out. We lost oil pressure. Engine went out. So basically, we rented a Suburban and we drove 24 straight hours from Clovis. Well, it was 21 and a half. We lost 2 hours in time difference. Didn't sleep or anything. Christian and I swapped off and drove straight back because at that point we were going exactly 30 days from home day, 30 days. So,
wow.
mm,
Wow, it was tough on me. Only I think I was gone 20 days or 21 days. I think I left a little early, probably 20 days, and I was gone.
yeah.
So, yeah, I
So,
could imagine. And y'all were like in a hotel room, and then y'all left half the stuff there too, from what I heard, because you
yeah,
couldn't
we
get out of
left
that.
we left half the stuff there. They have our truck and trailer. They started putting the new engine in today. I expect to pick the truck up next week, but because of the trailer there, we have to go back. Otherwise, they would do me a solid and bring the truck. But we have to go back and pick it up. But yeah, it was trying, and to be gone that long for me and Leslie here, with all the administration type stuff, we were getting further and further behind. We have a lot going on, obviously, and right now, just getting caught up. I tell everybody, I just text Jimmy back. He texted me like Friday, and, and I'm like, I'm answering texts from last week still. And I feel bad because people's probably like, "What in the world is going on?" But we're just having trouble to get everything, and we're just, man, we're fine though. It's good. It's so bad it was funny. You ever been in such a bad situation? It was just laughable,
You just got to
and
laugh
that's,
about it because ain't
yeah. You just got to
nothing you can
laugh
do.
about it. So we'll go get the truck. I have a meeting in Oklahoma, I told you, so I might go to Oklahoma and then swing through and pick up the truck and then drive back to Savannah. So I'm just all over the country. So if you see if you see the Short Porch trailer cruising around, give it give it a wave. But Vegas was a huge success, as we talked about, and and right now, this week's been really busy. And right now it's really busy from what I'm seeing. We're blowing through the new Scared series right now. So
Sweet. And you'll be busy for the next month, from what I heard, a month and a half, because not only you got to go to Oklahoma next week, you got some other things that are going on, and you might make a trip to China this year too.
yeah,
Uh,
so we're gonna be in Asia as we have a facility under construction in Asia. So I have to be over there on site. Most likely first week of December is what I'm looking at. And man, we can't get you here soon enough. We need more help here. So um
I'm trying. I'm trying today. I got rid of 2 vehicles, so and I
so
got her
we're trying
started.
to we're trying to work on everything and build infrastructure, and we got some hopefully good news that'll come out next week. I won't get into. I know you know about it. There's going to be some moves made by Short Porch, and I think the Short Porch family and all the people that all the people who know us and know what we've been doing, and the people who've helped us will be excited about maybe what's coming up very soon. We'll see. Ryan, I'll tell you, Dave and I hit both the 2-piece and 1-piece. I think if it comes down to control, uh, it's just a preference because I swung both the 1-piece and 2-piece in World. So I'm not the one to ask about the 2-piece and 1-piece about like the blackouts, because I'll swing one at bat and the other one the other at bat. And I kept saying they would mess you up going back and forth, Dave, but I got so used to the DDT and the 1-piece right now, I'm able to switch and not even miss a beat. But I've swung them a lot more than most people. I'm able to go back and forth. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm getting insane performance out of both the blackouts. The DDT, I have my record PR, if that matters to people. My record PR is with the DDT blackout, which is this bat right here in flat paint, the
Yeah,
Scared bat. So,
basically what it is.
yeah, yeah,
Ryan had asked, "Do you have any preference in the 1-piece or the 2-piece?" Now, in the
yeah,
past, the way people thought in the past, not the way Short Porch thinks, but the way people thought in the past, it was all about handle flex. What they would try to sell you, older guys, they try to sell you the 2-piece bat because of the handle flex. They're saying, but that's not necessarily
yeah.
true. Short Porch. Short Porch doesn't think about that. The deal about the
Hmm.
DDT is it's the dual distribution. It's the way it's weighted.
Hmm.
It's different than any other bat you've ever swung in your life because nobody's ever had that technology that they can put into a barrel like we did with the DDT. And there's a lot of things that it helps with. It helps with striking the ball out better. That's
Yeah,
what we find out, that it helps with control. It helps with more exit velo, more distance going middle to right, because you're swinging 2 weights instead of one. So like we hit it yesterday, and we're finding out, especially with that one with the matte finish on it. This one right here, the one with the matte finish on it, basically the same thing as a blackout OG DDT, and it's the same bat, just has a matte finish. Now let me explain to you what we got out of it. We got a little bit faster getting there, right? And then what we did was it held a compression. Like I bet we hit this one. I didn't even write it on here, but I did it the other day. It started off
You
with
can see it. It's beat up pretty
yeah,
good. Yeah.
it's beat up and it's at 180. So that was the big thing you were asking us because we are in Texas, right? And we can
Yeah.
beat. That's with no rest. That's with no rest because I said everybody we hit yesterday. Everybody's going to hit this bat too.
Yeah.
Everybody hit it. We got a 26.5 and a 27.5. I do love the weight distribution numbers in these bats. This one is a 26.5. It's got a 17. It's got a 17 on the end, and it's got
Yeah.
8 on the hands, and that's within a 2 ounce variance that I've checked. So you're going to get either 2 ounces higher, 2 ounces lower, which is very good on where I like my numbers. The deal with the OG DDT was it was in between my numbers. So I couldn't wait for this bat because I knew I wanted a
Yeah.
17, a 16.8 to a
Me
17.
too. Yeah. Me
And
too.
the
Yeah.
heavier, the 27 was too heavy for me. It hurt my back every time I swung it.
Yeah.
Went down to a 26. The 26 was like a 16, 16.6, anywhere between there, 16.7. I wanted it a little bit heavier, but what I did get out of that 26 ounce on the blackout was it you can go down and I know you found this out too. All with DDTs, you can drop weight and it's not going to affect performance because you're swinging two different weights on that barrel. So you can drop down to 27 to 26 and you're still going to get it coming through the zone a lot faster. That's what we're getting, and a lot better performance because you're striking the ball with two weights. You're not striking, you have a weight here, you have a weight here and a weight here. So you're striking the ball with two weights instead of
That's
one
right.
and the one in the hands. So guys, it's something you've never swung before. This bat launches tonight.
Yeah.
Uh,
They are live.
they're
Yeah.
live
They are
right.
live and they are going like wildfire. Leslie's standing right here. She said they're selling extremely fast right now. And look at the paint job on this off-white bat Leslie did with the ghost face. It is one of the coolest looking bats I think she's ever done, and I she's been outdoing herself, guys. She's been outdoing herself.
Oh,
So, and
definitely.
you know, this and what we did, and we were very transparent. We took our two best bats, the DDTs, and we took what was the pink jawbreaker, which some review guys said was the number one bat in the world. This bat, and we made the scared series. So this is the bat, and we have the powder coat on it. That's the difference. But yeah, this is the U Trip version that was raved about. It sold out 3 times over. This bat has sold out, but and the pink jawbreaker will come back. But this is the same bat, guys. It's the same bat.
So basically, what these bats were put out were for Halloween, right?
For Halloween with
Yeah,
our
they were.
two best, hottest bats.
And
That's right.
we're telling you what you are other than this bat, because I really seriously think you did something different in a good way with this bat, other than the pink jawbreaker. And I told you that the other day when I hit it. I actually told you done something different. Alan Hancock said the same thing too, and he just verified. But he
Yeah.
did something different to the barrel on that one. What actually I think it makes it perform a little bit better. But basically, what you have here, and we'll tell you, we're transparent as shit, guys.
Yeah,
We'll
we're very
tell you,
transparent.
we'll tell you this is
They're
the
they're just tweaks. They're just tweaks from those bats to
yeah.
make them even better, and that's what everybody's seeing. And that's what we're always doing. We're always making small tweaks after you large adjustments. And these bats are, I mean, I'll tell you, for me, for me personally, like you said, I was caught in between the weights and the 26 and a half, man. God, I love them in the 26 and a half, both of these. And I think that's a little to do with age because I've always swung heavier bats, and the 27s were starting to get a little heavy for me as I'm not in prime shape right now, maybe too. But it
Mhm.
was nice to have the half sizes. A lot of people are looking for them, and we're not the only ones who get caught in between weights on bats, obviously. And I'll tell you, if you're a light swinging guy with the mid load in the bat, don't be scared of the 25.5 with the mid load, with it being mid loaded and end loaded. That
Yeah.
25.5, you're going to be fine. You're going to pick up that. If you're a 25 guy, that 25.5, you're going to get way more performance than you ever did with your 25. So just
Yes.
pick it up, swing it. It won't be too heavy for you. I promise you, it'll come fast through the zone. So it just exceptional colors and bats by Miss Leslie K. And the Damn Scared series is for real. This is a limited edition. They they're not back in production or anything like that. It is a Halloween edition. So if you want to get them, grab them before they sell out. And we'll have other versions of our older bats are coming back. Some of those are coming back in. So
Yeah.
it's
Well, yeah. Well, we don't know when they're going to come back, but they are coming back in, like the gloss DDT with
yeah.
the gloss finish on it. Those are coming back, but we don't know when. Probably maybe toward the end of the year, because we did a great run of those. And
Mhm.
usually you got to have some on site, because a lot of people are going to be going through those bats too, and
Yeah.
hit, because a lot of people bought them right before Vegas, and they got a couple of big tournaments. We got USSSA coming in next week, not this coming weekend, but next weekend here in Texas and Houston. I'll be at that one for about a day and a half. I think I'm gonna leave Saturday afternoon, and then we have Winter Worlds coming up. I think Arizona has a big tournament coming up. We just got through with the Huntsman games, so that's
Yeah.
three big tournaments right there. A lot of people are swinging these bats too, but
Yeah.
I think, like we talked about, shoot, this has been planned for 3 months already on what we're going to do with this. And I actually said, that's great going into what we're going to have. We've already got plans going for the next 5 months on
Yeah,
what's coming.
everything's scheduled out, and we're obviously working on baseball and fast pitch stuff too right now. But I know everybody who's watching us is wanting to talk softball. The DDT series, I seen Adam Fowler put out the Blueberry review just 30 minutes ago. The 12-inch Blueberry Jawbreaker, loved it. One of his
Yeah, I
favorite
saw that.
bats of the year. He
This is
said, "Yeah,
this one right here,
yeah."
and
So
it's got this is the 12-inch, right? This is the
yeah,
DDT
that's
12.
the 12-inch. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's the U trip version of that
yeah,
12
U-trip
inch.
version.
Yeah, I got you.
So, guys, in general, the DDTs are they're as good as we advertise them. They're as good as we said they are. Nobody disputes it. It's not like people are saying the bats are no good. The DDTs, they just talk about how legit they are. And that's what we're seeing. And this is a real cool series of those that come out tonight. I'll tell you, I would pick this. I love this off white. This is my favorite on the off white. This is the U trip version looks really cool, but I really like that off white. We've never done that before, so that was
No,
really cool.
I do like that
Yeah,
color.
yeah,
Jason was asking me what's the weight distribution on a 25.5. It's got a 17.3 with an 8.5 on the hand. 17, is that a no, that's a 17.
16, 16.
That's a 16. That's a 16.3 with 8.5 on the hands.
With the
Is
great
what that,
numbers.
yeah.
Great number. Yeah, great number.
So yeah, I do like those numbers, because here's the deal, guys. If you're swinging anything from this is just what I felt, a 16 to a 16.5 on that lower number, you're still going to get great performance. Guys,
Yeah.
another thing too, and me and Jeff talked about this the other day, and I have to make this perfectly clear. Going forward, every DDT that you do weight distribution numbers on are not going to be the same as doing it on a traditional bat, right? Because you're actually weighing two weights, right? You're
Yeah,
weighing a weight
it's
here
really
and you're weighing a
strange. Yeah.
weight here. So you're not.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
It's
to. We're gonna have to configure it when I get up to Savannah. We're gonna have to figure it on how to weight
yeah,
distribution a DDT, because it's not the same swinging weight. You can go down in weight, right? So if you're
yeah,
swinging
yeah.
a 27-ounce like a wig popper, a one-piece wig popper in that not like, okay, let's say like the red wick popper. If you're swinging something like that and on a 17-ounce end load, you just can't pick up one of these on a 17-ounce end load, because it can be weight distribution different. That's what we found out. So we got to come up with some kind of formula when we talk about that, because you can drop in weight and still get maybe better performance, because your bat speed's going to go higher and you're going to get more compressed on that barrel. So we talked about that the other day. You can't weigh them like we used to, because there's dual weights in that barrel, not just one.
Yeah, and that's what you're right. That's something we got to figure out. Nothing against Dave, to me, and I may be wrong, and Dave can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I am. Dave kind of invented weight distribution, making it public. It's something that bat manufacturers, he didn't invent weight distribution for making bats, obviously,
Yeah.
but he invented making it public so people would look at it to choose the right bat. And he always, we always talked about, we had similar visions, that you liked my MOI, and which is the bat weighting, and it's something that you always preached. And when we talked about a lot of things, we had similar visions, and that's how we hooked up, and we are where we are, partnering to bring the best products available. So, with the DDT, we're going to have to look at it different. We're going to have to look at how you're looking at the weighting differently, and you do swing it faster on top of it. So that's something we're going to have to look at and study a little bit more, and get the information to the players on what we're seeing. And that's one thing that Dave and I'll be working on as we have more time and he's here on site. But in any event, what we're seeing is you're swinging more mass faster while keeping all the energy in the barrel.
Yep.
Everything about it, everything about it. I think my phone did an update and it's acting up, but everything about it says that you should get better performance at the plate, in the box, and that's what players see. That is absolutely what players see.
Definitely.
So, and
100%. And
yeah,
what you're talking about a minute ago, guys, I have, if this is the deal, I've been preaching this for 16, 17 years now, and I have receipts being, I have YouTube videos for 15, 16 years on YouTube under Short Porch Cutting Edge. You can go up there and look at all the, if you want to go through and look at all of them, look at all the videos that I've had that I've talked about weight distribution, barrel flex compared to who should be swinging it. That's how come I said earlier, and I think this is how come we're building bats for everybody, because I said this earlier. What people need to understand when they criticize short porch, right? When they criticize or say something stupid, right? You got to understand we're building bats for everybody. We're not building bats specifically for U-trip people. There is difference between U-trip and senior bats. So when we start pushing senior bats, because that's what we were doing, and now we're going into U-trip, we build them different. Jeff, you build them different than
yeah,
we all
absolutely.
get together and we talk about it, right? So what I get, like, when they start criticizing what we're doing, well, no, you shouldn't be swinging it. For one, it's not made for you. It's made for, because it's a variety of people we make them for. Everybody, right? Fast speed,
Yeah,
slow,
absolutely.
medium speed. And we think and this is how come that me and you got together, and when we talked, like when we were in Florida 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, we're in Florida and we talked for a long time. And I haven't done that with anybody, and I've had them contact me. I haven't done that with any back company in the last 15 years as I did with you and Christian. Is talking to you guys about how to build very good bats, weight distribution, barrel flex, and stuff like that. So I knew you guys were on it, and you knew what you were doing. And I never talked to you. I never
No,
talked to you before I
no,
started doing reviews on the OG wig popper, right?
red wig
The first
popper.
one,
Yeah,
the red wig popper with a white
yeah.
end cap. I didn't know who you guys were. I really didn't. I didn't talk to you about it. So when you started loading them, I said, "Man, I like this load." And then all of a sudden, that bat's like, "Oh shoot, yeah, okay, this is made for seniors. You can put this bat in a lot of seniors' hands." And that's when you build them for seniors. Now you're going backwards into U-Trip, but you have that same concept that they need. That same concept that hey,
There's a
we
there's a lot of different U-Trip players too.
yeah,
A lot of different types. Um, I know we're hitting at the field in Richmond Hill, which is over by where Sean lives, and we're there one afternoon, and co-ed rec league comes in. I personally, I hadn't seen co-ed rec league. I've never really played it. I hadn't seen it much. And I watch them come in and play the game, and they're local, so there's a lot of short porch bats out there. And I peek around and I see some of the bats, and I'm like, we forget that, man, and they're having fun, man. They're having fun. They got beers in the dugout. They're yelling, they're laughing. and they're swinging our bats. And I'm like, yeah, they not only do we have to help rec type senior players, we have to help rec type USSSA players. Faster swinging bats, the
Yeah.
softest barrel as possible. And we have to help. We have guys like Rob Taylor that is with us, who's a conference guy. He needs a bat for him, you know. So, you know, it doesn't matter where you fall in the senior category and what type of player you, or whether you have a long swing, how tall you are, how much you weigh, how fast your hands are. It's about putting the best bat in your hands to make you a better player, because it's going to be more enjoyable if you're successful, whether you're at the co-ed rec league or if you're on conference.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do. And we've spoke about this till we're blue in the face, Dave. And we're not going to change. It's not going to change. No.
No, no, I agree 100%. And I think that's what makes us a step above a lot of other back companies out there. And here's the deal too. And I'll say this, and I've talked to you about this, is when you start producing product like we're producing, you tend to get some pushback from some back companies. But we don't care about what other back companies doing, and we don't look into what they're doing. I tend to see a lot of back companies will look into what we're doing, and then they pop off and say stupid shit. And then, I know you're on here. I can't go off on that, but they pop off and say, but then again, what it is for us is free advertising. So basically, when they
Um,
start off and they're a part of a bat, they're part of a bat company, and they start popping off, it tends to bring more attention to us, and so we get more friend requests, we get more people joining Facebook, or more people joining followers, or our YouTube, subscribers. That's what I've seen in the last 2 weeks since we've been back from Vegas. I've seen a ton of that. And I'm saying, okay, I'll kind of pop off. Somebody must be talking about us because I'm getting a lot of friend requests. But basically what it is, us, is free. Keep doing it. It's free advertising for us because we know what we have, so
well,
that's,
we can talk and talk about our products, but when the people say the bats are that good, when bat reviews guys like over the barrel bat review guys say the pink jawbreaker is the number one bat out there. When the fat guy BP, some of his guys says the jawbreaker DDT, which is virtually this bat, is the number one bat out there. U trip. When um when Hindu average dudes has you as the number two aim high bat that we sold out of, is the number two U-trip bat in the world. And our senior bats are nothing new to people calling them the top tier. And
yeah,
you had plenty of short porch number ones in your short time with ranking bats. But it ruffles feathers when all of a sudden the U-trip bats popping off on there
yeah,
at the top, and
yeah,
by people, some of these review guys we didn't even know. We did reach out to them and thank them afterwards, but I'll tell you, when that started, I get that, and I think we should look at it as flattery when somebody attacks Dave because our products are said to be so good by somebody that's not even us. We're not the ones saying
yeah.
it. So how fun is that? And and talk about trash talking. I'm gonna spin right into that I will be on my man JBI's podcast Friday night, and we're
No
gonna
way.
we're gonna we're gonna trash talk Dave just for fun.
Tune in. Hey guys,
And
y'all need to tune into that, because
yeah, you need to tune in.
y'all know the track record me and JBI has, and
Yeah.
we can go back and forth with each other. But I've heard some stuff about JBI in the last month, since he was in Vegas, and I'm kind of turning. Don't quote me on this, man. But I might go back and look at a lot of his stuff, because I kind of didn't. So I'm one of those guys where, hey, you changed my mind a little bit, Jeff, and I kind of. I love that shit. I love that you're going to be on his, and then talking to him. I think he has. I think he has a platform, and I think that I think that he does a service, you know, and he's one of those guys that a lot of people look up to and a lot of people respect because he does play at that high level, and he's a pitcher. It's hard to do that shit when you play at that, play that high and you're a pitcher out there. So yeah, I don't have no ill feelings toward him. I really don't.
No, and I always talk about the saying, "Be curious, not judgmental." And
Yeah,
a lot of people were coming out and talking about Short Porch when they knew nothing about us, and then when they find out how the company was started, how everything began, and who we are and where we are, and just how great the products are, they come to understand that, hey man, these guys have their act together and they're good people, and meet us in person, man. It's easy not to like somebody when you've never met them in person. And man, I met JBI. I met him out in at Vegas World. Really cool dude. I imagine we'll be friends for a long time now. And that's just anybody. You don't know them till you know them.
yeah,
And all you know is what you hear. And if you have
that's not
yeah, if you have a disgruntled employee or anything like that, maybe trash talking about you, maybe they hear some information that's
I
just
agree.
not true, just not
Yeah,
true.
99% of
So,
that is that how that happens.
yeah,
But yeah, it's like you've always said, and I've actually quoted you in a lot of these podcasts is, you know, uh, judging people, be
yeah,
curious, not judgmental.
yeah,
And I agree with that. I think too many people get hammered on that. Real people don't know what they're going through or what they've dealt with, and
yeah,
I think it's bad. I
absolutely,
really do think that bad.
absolutely, and
All of a sudden, you just start to attack, and you just don't know what that person is dealing with right now at that moment. You know,
yeah, and then, everybody hits and misses, and we're trying to make our misses small, just like anybody else in the industry. And man, but one thing Leslie and I have been talking a lot about, and you and I, is hey, let's keep it light, let's have fun, let's work hard to make our products better, and that's why everybody's in the softball world and community, is to have a good time. It's enjoyable,
yeah.
and we're gonna keep it fun no matter what people want to do. And man, we sure doing that. We're having a good time at Short Porch, and you see the girls today, they were having a good time on a live, and that's how they are around here all the time. It's a lot of fun, and we're just thankful. We're just thankful we get to have a good time and work together.
Oh, I agree, and I think we talked about this because we had a lot of meetings in Vegas where, we still stay away from talking about other bat companies. The one I will say this: we did talk highly about a lot of bat companies that were in Vegas,
Yeah, absolutely.
and nothing, and walked over to their tent and talked to them,
Yeah.
shook their hand, hey, good luck, but it's there's no people shouldn't be you know, people shouldn't be talking as much. But I understand why they do it, Jeff. A lot of those guys do it just to get the views, just to get the likes, or just to get the algorithms. They start hitting us. So when they start trash talking everybody, and it's just not us. It's other people or other. They don't know what they're dealing with. But then again, they tend to pop off and say something about something they have no idea what they're talking about. And
Yeah.
I'm that person. What I need to stop from doing, Jeff, and I thought you and Leslie helped me out, my wife especially, is I want to prove them wrong. I'm that guy that if you're telling me something and I really don't agree with it, or maybe you're just looking at a different direction, I start trying to explain it, and you are going, why are you going to waste what you're doing and then talking to these people to try to get them? They're not going to come anyway. Try to get them like, here, this is the reason why I did that. This is the reason why I do that kind of training. But I want to explain to them it's a different training nobody else has done. But my wife's like, quit, just get away from there. They're trying to get you to bark at them and stuff like
Well, you don't. You
that. And
know.
it doesn't do anything. It
I
doesn't do
yeah. I
what
don't want
you are
to.
now.
I don't
It
want to
doesn't do
get
anything.
into other people's lack of knowledge,
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna. We're not here to do that. I will say what I am here tonight is to talk about the scare bats that are the baddest ass bats out right now, and I believe that to be factual. And they look really cool, and they will be at Fields. We have Todd and Sarah at Space Coast, set up at E&D Worlds. They have some on hand. Cage does not have some on hand, but I believe Headbanger Sports will have some on hand at Military Worlds. Cage has senior bats. He is selling the U-Trip mortar softball at Military Worlds with a tent there, along with some senior bats, batting gloves, and these things. So, you know, just look these guys up if you're on the ground there. Sorry, we're not in Myrtle Beach. I know there's a big tournament in Myrtle Beach, but we were too stretched out. We couldn't get there. So as Dave gets here, we're going to be more and more in Florida and North Carolina and South Carolina at places, hopefully. And but yeah, check them guys out. And by all means, if you missed out on the OG DDT that hundreds of people were looking for before Vegas, during Vegas, after Vegas, by all accounts, do yourself a favor and grab the Scared DDT. Do yourself a favor. You won't be disappointed. And the Scared U Trip DDT also is out. But yeah, I mean, Dave, man, I'll tell you this. The last month it has taught me a lot about what all of our employees are capable of and how they're coming together and banding together as we grow so rapidly. And I thank all of you a lot because I couldn't do it without you. Alan Hancock has been really popping over the last 7 days out there, promoting the bats and helping everybody come together. As has Christian's been on the truck and cars and on the road. He was on the road again today, taking stuff to Todd. So our people really band together. Cage worked the office all month and then went to Military World. So it has taken a small army to run this thing for the last 45, 60 days.
And they did a hell of a job. You put out numbers.
Hell of
Was
a job.
it was yesterday morning.
Yeah,
You put out the numbers, our target numbers, and what we did over those target numbers, and it was amazing.
substantial.
Oh yeah, so it just wasn't a little bit. It was actually quite a bit.
Yeah,
We
and that speaks to the products, though. It speaks to the Jawbreaker series, the OG DDT Blackout, the Blackout OG One Piece that is coming back around. That is well loved by players. That's a really fast swinging type of bat that is different from any of this stuff. We'll talk about it when we comes back around, but the it speaks to the great products that we have out and the great softballs we have as well. But it's we couldn't have did it without the knowledge behind the products that you had a hand in. I had a hand in. Leslie, Christian, Cage. We all band together to come up with the best bats possible for everyone, and that made it easy. It made it easy having those great products. And Leslie with the graphics has really gotten better, and I hats off to her for making cool stuff like this. That really helps. When they look good, it helps too.
Oh yeah, because that's
Yeah.
we I talked about this in a podcast where a lot of the people will pick bats a lot. 60%, I think, is what the number was. Will pick bats because they look good. You know how many
Yeah.
times that we have bats that matched uniforms that come by the tent in
In
Vegas,
Vegas.
and
Yeah.
they didn't want to hear about who they fit or how flex the barrel was. They didn't want to talk. Okay, this matches my uniform. I'm going to take it. Oh, it's 2 for 1. No, what was 2 for whatever price we're putting on it. And they're like, oh, I'll take 2 of them. And then just coming by and eating them up because they matched their uniform. Or a couple of people said, I like those colors. I'm gonna go ahead and buy
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. The Jawbreaker, the senior
Yeah,
Allen Hancock Jawbreaker with the green and the pink. There were a
that was
lot of
the
people
one.
buy it.
A lot of
Yeah.
people bought.
Because of the colors. Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of women, and it did match up one Guam team, I think, their uniforms, and they
yeah.
were buying it up. Yeah, that was a one, and so many people. It's great about as hot about as the blackout is. Everybody talks about how good the blackouts look. Also, you know,
Yeah.
so we hear that a lot. And don't stop making those. The blackouts will be around for a while, and but we will be dropping cool series like the Jawbreaker series and the Scared series and things in the future that are real cool that if it resonates with you and you're looking for a badass bat, or this model, by all accounts, get it. This bat right here in the senior version, man, it, like I said, this is my personal record here with the 12-inch DDT cages with the 12 and a half U trip. So we're real fond of them when we have personal records with bats, as and we've seen a lot of people talk about personal exit velo, and that doesn't mean everything. That DDTs have bat speed and carry, and we talk about spin rates and all kind of stuff, but it is one part of a measuring stick for a bat, right?
Yeah, and we explained that, I think, really good. Maybe too much, where we just
Yeah,
keep on repeating the same thing over again. But what we want to get through to a lot of people are, we're telling you how it performs and what it's
yeah,
doing for us. That way, you could, when you pick it up, you're going to have all the knowledge that you have in that bat, and
yeah,
I
yeah.
just makes it. Too many. We want, when you walk up to a tent or you walk up and you see a video of ours, and we'll actually talk to you about what this bat does for you, what this bat does for the slower swinging, what it does for the medium or the fast bat speed. So we actually go into detail, maybe too much, but go into detail about what, because we want to fit you. We want to fit you into something. And I think if,
Well, we would rather overinform than underinform,
oh yeah,
and
that way
that's
you
the
have all
whole.
the knowledge when you're walking around.
Yeah, that's because a lot of people may not get to swing a bat according to Um, somebody's asking, will there be another aim high drop? Yes, there is another aim high drop to come in about 5 6 weeks. The you know, they may not get to swing that type of bat. Maybe nobody on their team has a DDT, so they're trying to figure out if they want to purchase it or not.
Yeah.
I will say, if you buy a short porch bat right now and you get the wrong weight, or you want to go to a one-piece short porch or a spin tech or whatever, it's easy to resell our bats. It really is. I see it all the time. You can turn around and sell our bats fairly quickly, because a lot of times we'll sell out of, for instance, if we sell out this and you have one and then you need to go up or down in weight, you'll be able to come off of it, because a lot of times we're sold out of that particular bat and people are looking for them. So I know Cage and Christian spend a lot of time looking for bats for people that we don't even have no more, because we sell out so fast.
Yeah, that's the one
Mhm.
thing. Somebody said this the other day on social media about, they were talking about a bat we just launched, and they were saying
Yeah,
that, guys, they sell out really fast. We're not bullshitting you. We do sell
yeah,
out pretty fast. And then another
yeah,
thing too, we know all of this, guys, because a lot of our reps are on a group chat, and they're looking for bats that other people want, and a lot of people ask us, do you have any bats laying around in the background, that you might want to get rid of? Me and Tammy, my wife, had a bat, and she had a DDTOG, and I had a DDTOG, a brand new one. Hers was used. We sold both of them. People come and buy and go, okay, do you have one? I said, yeah, it's in my cart. I just used it to show people, brand new. I said, yeah. He goes, okay, I'll pay for it. I'll buy it. I'm like, oh man, I'll get one later. I'm not that guy, because I can always call you, hey Jeff, so you send me another one when they come in again.
yeah,
But yeah, that's how quick they sell out. That was a 26 ounce, but hell, they sold out within a week that we were in Vegas, and we
yeah,
didn't have any
yeah,
more. So yeah, it's that's just that goes to putting out good product, having good people work for us that actually put out the word, having having a system in play where our social media is blown up. You got everybody talking about the bats. That has everybody. It's not just us. It's everybody. We can put it out there, but unless we have people selling it for us or putting video up or talking about it, I
yeah,
call them. I used to call them the minions. You know what I mean? And then when people, it's almost where any negative stuff comes out, the minions kind of ask them questions, not really attack them, but just ask them questions. What is the problem? Just asking questions like that, and then we take care of it. Now comes with that, guys, and me and Jeff will tell you this right here too, because we're talking about it. Is we're getting into, it's cooler here in San Antonio. You can tell this, get that fall coming in, and it's a little cooler. So one thing about, there was something somebody asked me the other day, and I gotta say it, Jeff. It's pretty. It said, let me tell you this. This is a funny one, and I think I asked you this. I talked to you about this. How do you guys bats hold up in wintertime? Let me explain something to you about bats. If you have a top tier bat across the board, your bat will not hold up during wintertime. That's across the board. We have a bunch of top tier bats, a ton. I consider all of ours being top tier bats. It's depending on who you are. So
Yeah.
I actually text them back and I go, they don't. Our
Mm.
bats don't hold up. We don't build our bats to hit during
No,
wintertime.
change
We don't,
change your balls. Yeah, change your
yeah,
balls.
the ball.
We're bringing out a batting practice ball. We're gonna have those in 4 weeks, Dave, or less. The batting practice ball.
My,
Those
my,
right there. It's just gonna have short porch stamped on the side.
yeah.
Or SP,
And it's a one
and you can
season.
hit that ball in the cold and it will not hurt your bat. That's what it's for. So if you want to take BP in the winter, we'll have those in a few weeks. I think about 3 to 4 weeks, and we'll be
That's a
selling them
three.
on our site.
That's a 3-year-old ball right there
Yeah,
that we hit all
yeah.
the time.
Now you can get a harder bell U-trip bat, and if you are going to hit a senior bat for whatever reason in the cold and it's 55 degrees, at least hit a spin tech type with bat with spin tech on it. That's what I would suggest.
Yeah.
But yeah, grab a USA bat, an ASA bat. I mean, yeah, USA ASA bat. Hit it. Way more durable and for the cold weather. Speaking of that, we're gonna have a new USA drop maybe next week. I haven't. I have to look into that. I'm not sure if we're gonna drop it into next week or first of the following, but we have a new USA bat coming. So you know,
Sweet.
um,
A lot of people are asking about that, and I know it's on the schedule to be talked about. So one thing we
yeah,
won't do, and me and Jeff talked about this. We got a lot of stuff on the schedule, but we're going it 1 week at a time and talk about what
yeah,
we have going on right now. That way, we're not flooding anybody or in the market. Like you don't even know what's coming out in the next 3, 4 weeks, other than
yeah, yeah,
things right there. But
yeah,
are what we're working on for next year, which should be in our hands for R&D in about 3 weeks. There's some testing done on that, and that's different. That's different stuff too. And every year, and I look at this as every year that we go to Vegas, it's a bunch of brainstorming, and we did do a bunch of brainstorming when we were there, talking about new product. How can we go forward next year and do all this testing, because we do put a lot of thought and a lot of money into testing. I will say that because I hear you calling me all the time or at nighttime telling me, "Hey, I got this going into Canon testing, and then we're gonna get them where they're delivered to us, and we're gonna R&D on them." So
yeah,
definitely that's something that we do, and we got stuff coming out next year we're not even going to talk about or not even hint about right now. But this is where short porch is going for the future. And just to let you guys know, I mean, guys, it's this is how come I love this shit, and I can't wait to get to Georgia, because me and Cage have already talked about these videos are going to increase every day, because you got hit tracks in there. New stuff comes in. We can jump in hit tracks and we can hit them. Me, Cage, Christian, and we can hit them in hit tracks and just talk about the bats that, or not talk about the bats that we're doing R&D on, but talk about the bats that we had got. And it's going to be a lot more quicker. That way we're not waiting for them to get
yeah,
them. I can talk about them. So, and then having other people involved, when we go hit at nighttime or things like that. So definitely social media, although we're going through the roof right now, social media going forward is going to be amazing going into next year, because we'll get a lot more information. I guarantee you that.
yeah. Absolutely. It's going to be really cool having you here, and the things we'll be able to do. It's going to be twofold, and everybody who helped you in Texas with short porch, I can't thank them enough. And we're going to look after those guys, and we hope they're always with short porch. But Dave is coming here to do bigger and greater things, and it help advance short porch from a technical, aspect as fast as possible, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do it as fast as possible.
A lot more
Um,
R&D. I mean, lot more demo days, a lot more. This is something that me and Jeff has
yeah,
talked about. And Jeff's going to be put on the back burner. He's got to build bats, so it's going to
mm,
be mainly me and Todd putting this together and
yeah,
doing hitting clinics. And I talk about what I do to prepare and what I've done for
Yeah.
35 years to prepare for what I'm going to talk about in the hitting clinic and why I do them. Instead of having people criticize, I'll explain to it a little bit better on why I swing a lighter bat when it comes to the off season, and I'm trying to loosen a dynamic effort. Kind of explain things like that to people that we go and talk to, because nobody's
Absolutely.
talked about that stuff. So I think me being here and not being able, but me being there and able to do it, put out a lot of videos going in next year about health and nutrition, and just getting on maybe on an every other day basis, 3 times a week, doing podcasts where we're going to bring a lot of that following in and just talk to us about, because I really do believe that Florida and that Georgia area is softball capital of the world. I actually do. I do believe that
It is.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of,
Florida is the softball definitely the senior softball capital of the
yeah.
world, and it is home to Space Coast. So USSSA home. So with the USSSA guys. So I couldn't imagine. I know there's some big tournaments across the country, but we're talking about week in, week out. You look at Tampa Bay, and they have tournaments every senior tournaments every weekend. And once a month they have pro-am there that's 100 teams. Once a month in Florida they have Florida Half Century that's 100 teams. And then USSSA is just every Saturday. So yeah, you don't have nothing like it. I will be challenging our people and everybody we know around from North Carolina to Florida to Tennessee, both sides, to put together demos to have Dave on hand. And I know Alan can always do it down his way. He has access to fields and does a great job. Todd on the side of Florida. I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can make a call up to North Carolina to Adam Fowler. He might could get us something going in North Carolina, and we have people, up and down the coast here. I believe we have a guy in Myrtle Beach. We can go there, but we will be on the move and taking our product to a field near you, on the ground, on the ground to show off our new bats and get ready for next season.
Todd, Jeff even offered me to get me a Scooby Doo van, and
Yeah.
get me a Scooby Doo van up there and take it. Hey, I ain't lying, guys. He said, "I'll get you a Scooby Doo van when you're here, a cargo van, Sprinter van, and we'll do a wrap on it. We'll do a wrap. It'll be my Scooby Doo van when I get there. Got to get
Yeah.
rid of the truck. Got to give me a Scooby Doo van when I'm down there. That
Man,
way,
we're getting
we can
a
we can
van.
have
It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier, and that's why a lot of companies do that with the kind of the cargo van. And it makes sense. It's easier to get in and out of places and park. And pulling a trailer is just it's hard to park in places and getting out of hotels and things like that. That's for
yeah,
sure. So
bigger and better things, brother. Every day, every year, increasing everything. Every
yeah, you
day,
see,
awareness. You know,
yeah, awareness, and we'll be doing a lot of hitting here. Sean just chimed in. He said, "Now we got a good pitcher," because Sean is one of the best hitters I know and the worst pitcher I've ever seen in my life. You know,
Hall of Hey, I'm in the BP Hall of Fame, the
no,
BP Pitcher
no,
Hall of Fame. The only guy in there.
without a doubt, Sean. He is an anomaly. The guy is. He can play outfield and throw the ball from the fence to the second. I know we talked about it, but he can't play catcher. He can't throw it back to the pitcher. He can't pitch and pitch it. It is insane, man. It is crazy. But yeah, Jen even said, Sean's wife, I like Jeff's pitching. Well, hey, we got. I'm telling you, Dave throws buttermilk biscuits. He
Oh
can.
my God,
If you're hitting in
that's
a
what
home run derby, our
yeah.
guys, Brandon Murray. If you're hitting a damn home run derby and you don't call Dave and say, what is it going to take for Jeff to get you to pitch to me? Can you make a phone call and get there to pitch? Dude, get Dave
Even
to pitch to you,
he
man.
in
Get
Vegas.
Dave to pitch to you.
In Vegas, Brandon asked me after that last fiasco that happened, and I watched those pitch and I was cursing. I go,
Yeah.
throw him inside, throw him inside, and every ball he got was outside. And I talked to him in Vegas. He goes, what does it take to have you fly in, just pitch me BP, and then go ahead and leave? And I said,
If he
well,
would have asked me, if he
you
would
have
have
to feed
called
me.
and asked for that favor, I'd have flew you out there. But he
Yeah,
did.
he'd have to
He
feed
did.
me. I told him, you're gonna have to feed me. That's the only way I'm gonna do it. And I'll sit
Yeah,
there and pitch
he'd
to you.
have to pay. He'd have to pay for your dinner. I would have bought your plane ticket. I'll
This,
tell you, Christian is another one who's a great BP pitcher. He was pitching in Vegas a lot. He's another one's a good BP pitcher. But
let
Dave throws it on a dime. He's obviously they've hit so much over the years. Dave throws it
Oh
on a
yeah, I've been
dime.
doing it for years, but this is a true story. That same tournament that you were at, that I talked to you in a parking lot for like 2 hours, 3 hours with you and
Yeah,
Christian. I went up there and pitched to my guys. I pitched to Murray Williams that was there. And it was cold. Remember, it was
it
55,
was
50 degrees.
freezing. It was
And
freezing.
I pitched to Murray Williams. You know, I did not get out of there till the end of the last guy. Mike Pacheco was going, Dave, Dave, come back, Dave, Dave, and guys would pull it when I pull off, like I know I don't want to do it no more, you know. And they're like, no, no, come on, pitch to me, pitch to me. And okay, how
Yeah,
do you like them? Like them high, you like them flat, and how do you like them? You know, belly
yeah,
high, waist high, you know. And then I got out there, and that's a true story. I didn't get out of there. Tammy's so mad because it was cold. Like, what are you doing? You're just pitching to these guys, and I'm like, settle down. I'm doing PR work. It's for senior softball.
well,
I'm doing PR work. But yeah, that
yeah,
was the funny part. That's
that
I can throw them, man. One thing I can throw them. I
that
can.
turned out to be a pivotal weekend for Short Porch and yourself, and thank God, for that.
Yeah, because that's where
So
you got the DDT.
that, yeah, that's when we met Dave and talked about the DDT um and all that stuff. But I'm gonna let you bring it home, man. It
All
is
right,
now
brother.
8. I'm sorry, guys. I was only supposed to be on for 20 minutes,
Yeah,
and
it's an
me and
hour,
Dave.
56 minutes right now. But Jeff does this, man. And I talked to him
My
about
bad.
Jeff does this. No, you don't. You know what you did. You know
My
what
bad.
you did.
My
Yeah,
bad. Hey,
yeah.
guys, get a scared bat. Get a scared bat. You trip, guys. Badass right here. So
Right
grab
now
one.
they're on. Go on there and get
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Short
Go on the
Porch,
web. So
shortporchbaseballcompany.com.
there
And go
you go,
there
man.
and pick it up. I'll see you later, buddy.
All right. Well, thanks.
All right, bud. You too. I can talk, guys. That's another thing too. I can talk for days about this shit. You know, the one thing I will say, and I know I don't want to run them no 2 hours anymore, and I'm pretty much almost done here. I will say this: it's going to be different whenever I'm excited about moving and the new things that I've got that I've been thinking about for years that I wanted to do in San Antonio, but I didn't have either the resources or the time, to do it. Was what I can do with Jeff and Leslie up there, because they're gonna supply me with everything I need, right, to get more information out there. You know, he's talking about a van. I'd drive that van everywhere and go to every tournament. That's just my life, and I love doing this shit to get information to a lot of people. Workout programs that I'm going to bring with me. I got them on and I need to get a lot of those out to the guys, and I haven't done it yet. And I'm sorry if you guys are watching this, but there's so many things that I'm going to do with good people that I'm friends with in that Florida area, in that Savannah, Georgia area. Paco and David are going to come help me out a lot too. Paco's retired, but then again, he still wants to come out and hit. And they've been with me for senior softball bat reviews for years, and they've been testing bats for me or looking at bats because I've sent them to them, and they would actually give me their opinion, and then I would take all that when I was doing my reviews. I bet they've been with me for 6 or 7 years now. You know, a lot of people didn't know that, but I would send bats up there to them in South Carolina, I think it is, North or South Carolina, I think South Carolina, and I would send bats to them. The girls that are going to be involved that I've already talked to about helping me out there, so we're going to bring everybody. You know, if you think about it and look what I'm hitting with right now, Charlie Mueller's the youngest guy that I hit with right now. We're going to keep doing until I leave. We're going to keep doing these I call it informational videos, Facebook Live, and then some other ones I'm going to cut up tonight. Charlie Mueller at 65 was the youngest one that I had there the other day. We had the ladies, you know, there, and then Tammy and Zena. And then I had Charlie Mueller and all the other guys that were hit. We had 8 people there, and all the other guys were 70s. So that's seniors. That's what we're focused on. It's not U-Trip that we were hitting that day. It was mainly seniors. And I think when you have something like that, it helps everybody, which we're going to go into that U-Trip market too with a few guys that I'm thinking about bringing on. And we're going to go in that U-Trip with when it comes to Short Porch, where I can talk and maybe swing a couple of them but that's just the way that we're going. And when I get to Savannah in another 4 months, it's going to be great, guys. And I want to bring you guys along. A lot more videotaping, a lot more R&D, a lot more talking, a lot more transparency, because I'll have the bats there. We'll be hitting hit tracks, kind of explain what hit tracks does when it comes to exit velo, and explain to everybody the method to our madness on what we're doing. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you